Let's hear it for Janet.
Woo! It's so awesome that I haven't been here in so long, but I still have my own song when I come up. You guys are the best. I'm going to be really, really quick because I want to be able to share these poems with you. I have 2 new poems that will be slated. They were written post-Roe v. Wade, about the same, and they are slated to go into the potential cyberwit.net 2023 book that is tentatively titled Testament. I'm just showing it to you. It's not done. It's not ready yet, but these are brand new poems from that. This first one is for you guys here in Texas. The first one is called, It Really Is All About Choice. There are some who may argue that a fetus with no mouth to express their lack of emotion while inside a womb doesn't have a choice when a woman terminates a pregnancy. So, religiously infused legislators eliminate the choice of the woman, the adult, full-grown, voting woman, by giving that choice to something that isn't even born. After Roe v. Wade was overturned, individuals gained their right choices back, as press polls indicated that parents with children going to colleges in states restricting women's rights are telling their children that they will not pay for them to continue school in a state so restrictive to women, to adult, full-grown, voting women. And I quote, "If a state does not tell a young woman that they are entitled to terminate a pregnancy after a rape, I'm not sure I'd be spending my money on education in that state," if I may quote U.S. Senator Claire McCaskill. High school students, junior year, senior year, approaching college, now reconsider college choices in these restrictive states after the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Quote, I would not consider going to a school in a state where abortion is against the law, is only one quoted teen. But she is not alone. But what about the women already in college, when sorority presidents even call this new abortion law just terrifying? But there may be a mischievous light at the end of the tunnel when even in Texas Tech University in Lubbock, a self-described sanctuary city for the unborn, where abortion is banned, students pass around sticks of gum in a freedom of speech zone with info on where to get medical abortion pills. Yes, it's come to this, making it look like you're sharing sticks of gum to get info about protecting women's rights. Which means it's come down to this, for those stuck in these situations. These adult, full-grown voting women may be able to vote for change, although I'm sure they'll escape the college states who's kidnapped their rights long before they see real change. What ripple effects will this overturning of women's rights cause? Will school choice change? Will voting choices change? Will population numbers literally change after some in government try to turn their country back to the dark ages? Religious people talk about seeing the light, but the repression they see is darkness for far too many women. Trust me, light they claim to see blinds them to equality for all living beings.
Yeah!
I'm trying to get done quickly, so I'm done in time. This second new one is called Only Pose What I Know. Journalism blood runs through my veins. Bits of information come streaming to me. First instinct is to learn about the entire truth and then see how all the pieces fit together. Seeing the stack of states surprisingly high that already had trigger laws to further suppress women's rights if Roe v. Wade was overturned by the Supreme Court, seeing the swath of southern states, well, made something click in my head. Time to look up Bible Belt states, and the numbers matched up close to perfectly. But then, one more thought crossed my mind. Which states by the Civil War supported slavery? Now, this sounds harder to research since our country's founding presidents had slaves. Their status as being 3/5 of a human being was actually written into a very own constitution. But find info on the Civil War that started in 1861. And what do you know, Annie? Correlations abound. If you wanted to place a picture of the United States by color of these three, color would be so saturated, it's blinding. Now, as I said, I've got journalism coursing through my veins, and I may not have the time to research this enough to write a doctoral paper on the matter, but I'm just trying to see how the pieces fit together. And boy, do they ever. Is this more evidence that those who continue to believe that blacks were slaves come from the same regions that socially conservative Christians thrive? And now it's time to bring that story around to demoting women by overturning Roe v. Wade, loved by these same states. No, I may not have proof. I'm no Dixon Hill or Sherlock Holmes, but now that I mention it, I believe Sherlock Holmes was known to say, whether inductive or deductive reasoning, eliminate all other factors, and the one which remains must be the truth. So, as a journalist, my job is not to tell what people ought to think. I only post what I know, and let you decide.
Yeah!
This March in Women's History Month, Cyberwit Press published this book of mine that is titled Shattering the Glass Ceiling, and it has poems and all sorts of things and translations. This book has translations, and I am going to open up, just so you can see it. I've got translations into Slovak.
Wow.
This poem as well. There's Farsi. I had a friend from Iran translate things into Farsi, which is so awesome. You have no idea. Now I'm just talking about it too much, because I'm going to share with you one poem that is in this book, and it is titled, Thank You, Women Who Work, 1. And this poem actually also, as I said, it has a Slovak translation, but it's in response to a letter from Pope John Paul II that was thanking women who work. Thank you, women who work, because you are the one, because you take on the responsibilities of men while still having to be mothers, wives, good little daughters, and feminine creatures. Thank you, women who work, because you are the ones we can blame when the family falls apart. Thank you, women who work, because you make a point to do more than your fair share without being paid fairly, even though no man would do the same for you. Thank you, women who work, because you know that you'll just have to prove yourselves over and over and over again, and it's still not enough. So, keep up the good work, ladies.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.